that she is on this earth to do what she's doing, to help people and to bring other people to the realization of what their life's purpose is. And I really think that's part of what your effort is, I believe. I think along with being a great performer and songwriter and personality or presenter, depending on where you are, I believe you're not putting together shows like the show you just had with Lisa, and the shows with Ken, and the shows with Dr. Carthen. You're not putting those together just for your own selfish reasoning to help yourself. You genuinely want to make sure that people get things from your show. They get motivation. They find their path. And I really admire that in what you do.
Oh, thank you. But I love that because I've had so much negativity in my life, as you know, and I just thought, no, I don't want that. I don't want that going forward. I want to be around positive people. You want to be able to live and love and laugh and enjoy yourself because, they say, life is short and you don't know where your path is going to take you. So why not try and have that lasting impact along the way? Positivity, people. Life's too short to be negative and horrible. Nah, I don't want that. I love to talk to those types of people who are so motivational. They're so inspirational. They are doing so many things. They have done so many things. They can teach us so much, and they are willing to share, which is, again, that's a big deal. Not just doing it, like you say, for themselves, but they're willing to share and give back. That's a true gift.
It
So
really
yeah.
is. And I think, I hope, I pray that the people that listen to your shows and that listen to your podcast are really taking advantage of the knowledge that is being presented to them. And they're working to make their lives better and to make the lives of the people around them better. I hope they don't just look at the show as just this entertainment juggernaut that it is.
Mhm. But I mean, I think that they will. I hope so, and I do think they will because, as she was saying, dream big and just do it. Just go for it. I hope everybody is going to take that particular message from it. Dream big, be determined, go for what you want in life, and you never know where that could take you, and who obviously you can help along the way.
Yeah, but you have to have a mentality that you really want to share good experiences and just experiences, period. Because there are times when telling people about just what has happened in your life, good or bad, helps them because they can relate to it or they can learn from it. So it's hard to talk about your life. It really is, to me.
Absolutely, especially when you've been through a lot of stressful things and when you've struggled. That's when you know someone is truly willing to share of themselves. Because most people will talk about the good things and, the great successes and when they've had really good things happen to them. But when someone is willing to share, and not just to share, but share in depth the things that they've been through, and you think, wow, and they don't just do it once, because have you noticed, as a motivational speaker, she goes around the world and she, talks about things, and there may be people in those seminars and places that have never heard her story in full. So she takes the time again to tell them where she started out, her reasonings, everything, and that takes a lot because she has said, and I've seen it on videos, she can't tell some of her story sometimes without getting emotional because it takes her back to that moment in time.
Hmm.
So it's truly amazing to me. I was just like, wow, you continue to give of yourself so much, and I, for one, am completely and utterly thankful for that.
And that's why, as you have done some of the interviews that you've done, and you've really reached out to people that will help other people. To me, I'm receiving nourishment from the interviews that you have been doing. It has changed my thought on quite a few things.
Wow.
And I say that, not to just, toot your horn, okay, Vonnie's great, okay. No, but I say it because, one, I do want you to understand that what you have been doing has had an effect on me. And I'm an old man. I'm 50, going on 54.
You're not old.
I
You're just
mean,
excited.
and I feel that also. But I think that the beauty of what you do as far as a personality and even as a songwriter, because I've listened to some of your songs, the reason we're sitting here today and we are doing this show is because the first thing that attracted me to listen to you is your songwriting skills.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, all that being said, okay, we're going to stop the Avani train for a minute. But you're bringing people here, and I think that if you don't get something, you as a person, anybody that's out there listening to the show, listening to the podcast, if you're not getting anything out of these interviews that Avani's doing, you probably aren't really just there. You're probably a Donald Trump who doesn't
Uh-oh.
really have a shell. He's a shell of a person. He can't. I can see Donald Trump not getting anything out of that. And I just broke my own rule, and I said his name, and that has been enforced for several months now. But I mean, the show as usual is just rolling down the hill. It's just gaining steam, and I will have one question for you. Of the things that Lisa Nichols talked about, what stuck out in your mind from your interview with her?
Oh my goodness, there's so many things. But when she was saying about people and haters will hate, and you have to be positive and getting comfortable within yourself and just letting your light shine through, and there were so many things. And when I was asking her about her quotes, that was a big moment for me, because those quotes, I had shivers going down my spine when I was doing my research and I started finding all these quotes. They were so inspirational, and I just thought, wow, I really would love to ask her about those. When did she decide to really say those things? But she said a lot of them, when she first said them, she wasn't feeling them completely, but she said them. And then she, remember when she was saying about, she had all the post-it notes around the house and she was writing things to inspire herself. They say you speak it into existence.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, that is, imagine somebody who's really stressed out and depressed and they don't know where to turn, and they don't know what to do because they don't have anyone reinforcing them with positive things. If you can do that for yourself and just have that in places where you can see it, like on your fridge, like on your door, on your mirror, and you put positive messages out there for yourself, as you get through and you start to become more, happy again, and you're going through your life, that will help you. It's like you speak it into existence, because you're going to keep reinforcing those positive messages all the time, every single day. And then you start to become what you have envisaged and what you've been saying.
And I remember that also, and that was very strong to me, and it started me thinking, I need to do something like that. I need to, you have to put good energy in to your spirit, to your life, to get good energy out.
Absolutely. That's why I think she is so inspirational, because so many people, when I looked at videos of her at some of her conferences, and the people have come up and they've said, oh my goodness, you've just said things that I could really relate to, because that sounds like my life. And she was brave enough to speak out and say, I went through this and I've gone through that. And those people are in awe, rightly so, because they're like, wow, she had the courage to come here and talk to us and tell us that it's okay to feel, that you're stressed out and you're struggling, and it's okay to speak out and it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, and people need the reinforcement that it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
That other people are going through the things that they either are or have in the past gone through.
Yes.
Because a lot of times as human beings, we think we're the only ones that are having a certain issue. And sorry, there are millions of people on the planet now. There have been millions of people who have been to this planet and now are not on this planet. It's impossible for what's happening to K. Rose not to have happened to somebody. Just in a term of being upset or not being upset or running into a problem. I'm not counting technology wise type things. There are people in the 1800s didn't have the technology issues that we have with the internet. So I'm being logical here, but they went through issues and they had their own stresses, and I didn't have to go through the problems they had with not having a bathroom. Going outside to the outhouse type stuff. And so we all have our own issues, but she is a person as a motivational speaker and just as a person, period. She makes you feel her And when I say feel her, you can just get just a vibe from her that you
Yeah.
know it's going to be okay. And
Yeah.
yeah, I wish she went through the same thing I did.
Yeah, and look where she managed to change her life. And can I not feel the same that I can change mine? I mean, I've looked around, and there's many times over the years I said, if I ever had a platform where I could help people, no matter how small, I wanted to be able to do that. And if I ever am successful enough to be able to go out into the world and go around the world and literally change the world in terms of when you go to those countries, those African countries, and around the world, when you see those places where they don't have running water and they're fighting for an education, and they're fighting, to just to stay alive, and fighting to have food, and those are people you need to go and make a change for. No one don't need to know you've done it. You just need to go and do it because you've been given the means to do it. And those are the things I dream of being able to do. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but if I ever do, that's it. I want to do that. I want that to be part of my legacy.
Well, but you just said something that we, and I say myself also, we have to make part of our lives. You just said that you don't know if you'll ever get there. And to me, if you basically do as we've heard Ken say, and you visualize it, as Dr. Carthen said, as Lisa-Nicoles has said, if you see yourself helping those children and helping those people in those other countries, if you constantly are putting that into the ether, you're going to be doing that. Period.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm not even saying, I'm not letting you say I hope so. We have had one of the greatest interviews like you normally do. We are saying you are going to be doing that.
Yeah, but don't you think that's what we need in this world?
Yes.
More people who will go out and be as you say, Dr. Carthen has said, intentional in what they want to do. Just go out, do it, and make it happen. It's wow. As I said, I was so intrigued, and I was so excited to have her on the show, and it was fantastic for me. I'm happy, and I hope you guys have taken something from it, because wow, I mean, it's amazing. And as you guys already know, she is, truly sought after around the world. And I hope you guys are going to actually take a look at her current schedule of events, to see if she'll ever be hosting an event near you soon, because, she does have her Speaking Right to Make Millions seminar coming up in October 2016. So people, that's in Atlanta in America. Wow. I hope you guys will be able to go out there if you get a chance. That would be good, wouldn't it, K-Rose?
And we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be telling people about what she is doing and about that conference and about other conferences she has. We're going to be talking about Dr. Carthen even more, and sending out his connectivity information. And hopefully we're going to have Ken on again and Dr. Carthen on again here in the near future, because this is a real service to the listeners, I think, that you're doing.
I hope so. I hope people are enjoying it, because I definitely have had a fantastic time. Whew, it's been real, people. Definitely, I've absolutely fantastic. Loved it. Yes, I want people to know these are the types of people that if you truly want to try and change your life, those are the types of people you want to listen to and see how because they're so open, and it's layman terms. They don't tell you all this highfalutin language that people can't understand. They just tell you real. It's the real deal. Like, this is what I went through, and this is what I was thinking and how I was feeling. And I said, no more. I can't do it. I have to change my life. It's got to change. And they did it. They worked hard. And she said she did not take the elevator. She had to take the stairs. So yeah, it's an uphill struggle, people. Definitely, And
I think that the one of the things that we've noticed with everyone that we've talked to, Ken is a little bit different, because Ken comes into this kind of like a person that learns how to do something, as opposed to actually the person that built it and wrote the instruction for it. He learned from the outside in, and he's still learning, and he's still promoting those things, and he's still helping people. But right. With Dr. Carthen and with Lisa-Nicoles, you have two people who, I mean, we're talking, they built their position in this world, and they're telling you that you, meaning anyone, can do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's all obviously nothing, trial and error is what we're all going to go through. But I think that message is stick at it, whatever you're trying to achieve, keep going and you will eventually get there, you know.